welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and it is August, which means, and you can probably tell, it's time for my yearly Big Finish collection update. And I'm going to basically split this video into two parts, where I'm going to be taking a look at my physical releases and then my digital releases. And I'm going to go in Doctor order this time. So let's start with the very first release, and that is the second Doctor Adventures Beyond War Games. As you all know now, Big Finish has now completely did a relaunch in their lines, and each Doctor has their own box set. And with this one, it has a brand new actor to portray the second Doctor, and it is his son, Michael Troughton, and he does a pretty good job. There's a look at the back. Alright, next up, we skip a few Doctors and go to the fifth Doctor. It is the 40 years celebration at Big Finish of the fifth Doctor, and this is the first box set. The next box set comes out next month, and there is a look at that, and there is the back. I thought this was a pretty decent box set, and I'm very curious to see how it kind of concludes with the next one. Okay, we have, now jumping to the eighth Doctor, Charlotte Pollard, The Further Adventuress. This is a really pretty decent box set. I did review just the Mummy Speaks, I think, is the only one I reviewed in this, but I thought this was a pretty decent set. I always do enjoy hearing more 8th Doctor and Charlie adventures. Stranded 3. This was okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Stranded. I still think it was a decent third set. There were some really interesting stories in it, and by the time it did wrap up in Stranded 4, I think they had a satisfying conclusion, with also having kind of a ending kind of story that is kind of not the greatest choice for some, and it's very kind of mixed finale of this set. Still okay, and then I'm very excited to see the relaunch of the 8th Doctor coming. I think it's much needed, but maybe hopefully they can actually leave Liv and Helen behind for a little bit after this year, and maybe explore some different eras of the 8th Doctor. I think that would be really exciting. Guess I'm going to take a little break and talk about some individual releases that I got. We got Grand Theft Cosmos and the Skull of Sobek. This is from the second series of 8th Doctor Adventures. And then I picked up at Gallifrey this year the Dalek Protocol with the misspelled spine. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? War Doctor Box Set 2, Warbringer. Then we had Box Set 3, Battlegrounds. I'm actually really enjoying this new version of the War Doctor as portrayed by Jonathan Carley. I think he's doing a pretty good job. I've actually enjoyed these stories. I do think Battlegrounds has been my least favorite one so far. I'm hopeful that, this fourth set is going to be really cool. It's going to be one whole story, and that, I think, is going to be really good, and I'm really excited to hear it. Let's take a break from Doctors, but let's keep around the time of the Time War with one of my favorite releases from Big Finish, and that is The War Master. So when I did this update last year, I only showed that I have this one digital, and I haven't got it yet, but it is Killing Time. There is that. This was a pretty decent box set. Then, of course, we have Self-Defense, which has David Tennant back as the 10th Doctor in the final story, and I did really enjoy this set. This one was great. New series Doctors time. Again, like the War Master, I got this box set digitally by the time my last update, and now I have it physically, of course, and that is Doctor Who Respond to All Calls, the second box set in the 9th Doctor audios. There's going to be a lot of 9th Doctor in here, and I really do enjoy this range. It's one of my favorites that Big Finish has done. It's so good. It's just such a highlight. The third box set is Lost Warriors, which, as you can see, features the Cybermen, which I thought was phenomenal. It's great having the 9th Doctor face the Cybermen after all this time. And there's more Cybermen, because in the fourth set that came out, put this back in there, in the fourth set, Old Friends, final box set in the first series of 9th Doctor audios, he faces the Cybermen again, but also runs into the Brigadier. and I have no idea why these audios are just so hard to get out sometimes of these cases. Okay, there we go. See, old friends, the 4th generation. But yeah, a couple Cybermen. But yeah, this was actually a great conclusion to the first series of Ninth Doctor audios. And the last Ninth Doctor audio is Back to Earth, which, as you can see by the spine, is the start of the second series of Ninth Doctor audios. Again, this was another fantastic set. I loved all the individual stories in this one. And as you'll see in the digital side, the second part of the series is finally out. The second part of the series is actually out, this week. So, they're doing. And if you don't, and you'll see in the second, and you'll see in the digital part of this video that the second volume of the second series of Ninth Doctor audios released today. So that was really exciting. And the final physical, well, not quite the final physical. I still don't know where one of them is. I don't know what happened to Wink that came out. I really have no idea. I somehow misplaced that one. I don't know how that's possible. But we have the conclusion to Dalek Universe 3, which I did really enjoy. Dalek Universe. It was really pretty good. But yeah, I thought it was a great take. I think they did a great job taking the 10th Doctor into a whole new direction with the series, and it was very much of a highlight. Okay, now let's move on to the digital audios I got. First up is 2 early adventures with The Secrets of Detsen and After the Daleks. I also got a 6th Doctor Adventures featuring the 11. That was a great box set. And Missy and the Monk, the 3rd series of Missy audios, and there's some really interesting secrets with the Nun. That was really fun to be when I learned that. The 3rd Doctor Adventures Volume 8 sees the 3rd Doctor reunited with Sarah Jane for a couple stories, so that was great. The Diary of River Song Series 9 New Recruit. River goes back to the days of UNIT. Really enjoyable box set. Jenny, the Doctor's Daughter Series 2 still running. I hope they make a 3rd series. I thought this was a pretty good box set, and I'm excited to see what the future is going to be. The Year of Martha Jones. I thought this box set did a great job highlighting that year of Martha Jones and her mission. And then we have the 3rd Doctor Adventures, The Annihilators. Definitely a change of pace for the 3rd Doctor, as this is a whole 7-part story, and it definitely felt like something from Series 7. We have some 4th Doctor audios with the Series 11 Solo and a lost story, Mind of the Hodiak, from a story by Russell T. Davis. This was a great story. I really enjoyed it, and I definitely would recommend it. The Outlaws. This was a great new start for the 1st Doctor. It was great. And the Companion Chronicles featuring the 2nd Doctor, I definitely recommend it. And then we have the second part of Series 11 of the 4th Doctor Adventures, The 9. Always interesting to see more of the 9 and the 11 and all those incarnations, and this was a pretty good box set. Then, Classic Doctor's New Monsters Volume 3, I will be getting in physical, but The Stuff of Nightmares, and you can check out my review, I'll put that in the description. Then we have Diary of River Song Series 10, 2 Rivers and a Firewall. Definitely a great box set, and like I said earlier, just released today, the 9th Doctor Adventures, Into the Stars, Series 2, Volume 2. Cannot wait to listen to it. But that's it for tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video of my August 2022 collection update for Big Finish. It was another fantastic year, and I'm really excited to see what Big Finish does in the next year, especially because, it's the 60th anniversary, so it's going to be really cool to see what they have up their sleeves. What was your favorite release in the past year of Big Finish? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.